Yo, yo, check, check, check. What's up, everyone? Keeping the streak alive. This one will be a quick one. So, yeah, I saw somebody post this today. Let's see if I can find it in here. Well, this was really cool. Let's see. I think it might have been on this feed, but yeah, this one. So this is really cool, and I dig this. So I'm not going to get exactly like that, but I wanted to kind of try my hand at making something similar, and I'm sure I'm not the only creative coder who does this, who will pick out something and be like, hey, let's try to make something kind of like that. So yeah. So that's what I'm going to set out to do. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, we are going to need a 3D scene for this, so I can leave this set up as is. For this now, instead of that being it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use noise to generate the landscape itself. So yeah, I'm just going in and kind of setting it up how I know will work for this. It's going way too fast, so I'll slow that down. And probably go in and you can still tweak some of the other noise parameters to get it to look exactly how you might want it to look. So yeah, I'm kind of tweaking with the harmonics here to kind of get similar look, kind of right on that. And yeah, I mean, you know, you kind of want to get it to look how you want it to look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace this, right? And so that's going to generate kind of this geometry, which also I want to rename this before I get too deep. I'm calling it noise terrain. Start a new folder out here. 82619 noise terrain. All right. So basically now I've got that going. Again, it's not exactly how I want, but what I can do is start to kind of size this out a little bit of how exactly I'd want it to look. We're going to want it to be a little bigger than this. So I'm going to use a transform, and you just use uniform scale, and then upscale the last bit of it. That'll get it nice and filled for me. It's also having some trouble tracing it, which I don't understand why, so maybe I'll turn that number up. So, oh, and because I need to extend my my timeline down here. Sometimes I'll forget to do that. Because the noise won't just loop unless it's attached to like a global thing or something. I don't exactly follow it, but I don't know, what would this do? Oh, this makes it look kind of cool. I almost even like that better Yeah, I think I like that better. And then I could even, if I wanted to have, you know, something ultra crazy, I could create, again, like I think I did this the last time, you can have it just look to one geo and then create a second renderer that's looking at everything else but is going for this other geo. And then I could change the settings in here and, you know, so yeah, I think I'd want to do that. And then I could even change the noise itself. So change the seed so it's on a different one. Kind of experiment with that. I don't know why it's kind of slowing my computer down here a little bit. I think part of that is because of how many points it's creating and having to calculate. So I wonder how I could make that less of a thing. Maybe if I turn the harmonic spread down. Yeah, that seemed to jump it right up. So maybe we'll do something like that for this. Do the same thing over here. Just turn that down. Now I've also got you know, constant I'm going to throw in here. Probably do some bright color. That looks pretty cool. Maybe even run this into that HSV adjust that I love to use so much. Put it over. We can kind of see how this might look. This is getting us some cool noise stuff. You can see these are taking up. Well, this one's not now. This one's still taking up a massive amount of, still doing a lot of points. And I think that's because I turned this remove borders off. And this seems to run, still. Its CPU has got a lot going on. So one of the things I could do, I think it's because this thing's so big. So if I just made this 200 by 200, yeah, I think that's what was doing it. So I don't have to down-res it that much, but down-resing the actual image itself will kind of bring that down a little bit. So it's not taking up as much CPU, because that's what I was losing. I was losing CPU, and that took it down like a lot. I think I can even remove the borders. Yeah, there we go. And we can see how some of these different... well, you know what? Let's use a composite here. So we'll throw a composite in. And yeah, we'll see. This just right off the bat just kind of oranges the look. But if I do a difference, you'll see. Or a negate. Let's see some kind of brighter colors. What does inverse give us? Ooh, I kind of like that. But yeah, let's see. What do these do? Ooh, it's kind of cool. Oh, that's super cool. Okay, so I like that. So now we'll build off this. See what happens if I throw this third one in. Ooh, do I have to? So I don't necessarily love that. So we'll go back to this. And then maybe what I could do is just do another, not even over, another composite and see if we want to blend a different mode in there. So not necessarily that, but kind of just experiment. Ooh, I like that. That looks like some cool digital noisy stuff. That's another thing too. I can go in here and get this to actually move as well. Oh, that's way too fast, but yeah, I like the look of that. And the cool thing is this is three-dimensional, so if I go like, well, that's just moving that first part of it. But if I were to take one of these rotation values, you can actually see it rotate. You can kind of see it there, you know, rotate in 3 dimensions. So you can use that to do some crazy depth stuff with it too. Yeah, this didn't exactly turn out how that piece did. And I guess part of that too, I could do build in some more lighting and kind of showcase some of that. Or I could even go in here and I think if I just tilted this a little bit, yeah, and then extruded it, you'll really start to see kind of the 3D nature of it. Yeah, there we go. It's more what I wanted to kind of build on. And obviously, we wouldn't have it this extruded. We could bring that value down just a bit, so the scale is, you know, right there. And probably, you know, extend everything. Yeah, that looks proper crazy. I mean, kind of not exactly what I was going for, but I think it's pretty cool looking. Another thing too, I can put a light above that point, because right now it's really dark on the top. If I move a light that's like what, 5 above, should stay a little bit more lit. Also, part of that is just this doesn't really have what happens when I remove that? Yeah, so that just killed it altogether, because now it doesn't even have, it needs like a texture created. So if I go in and I add in texture shop, that will give it actual texture. So there we got our 3D crazy landscape glitchiness with noise on the top too, which we could move this so that it matches this in terms of its rotation. So it's at 60. And that'll create kind of the crazy noise stuff happening over the top of it. But yeah, playing around with it. Again, I might go in and just see what it looks like, a couple different extra things to see if I can't make it look any cooler. Ooh. Yes, messing with some of that color, bring in our friend, which is great for finding different looks. Yeah. Yeah, so then I might get something that I like. This is called Noise Terrain 1. And I'll do a couple color passes because this is just really cool to look at. I might change the speed up, maybe change what the noise looks like now that I've kind of figured out how to make it not destroy itself and break. Kind of go through with that. So yeah, basically get in a nice clip, go in here. Don't forget to take a photo of it. I always forget, but if I go in here and click Daily Images, switch that to PNG, Noise Terrain 1, 826, 19. Then what I might do is switch this over to, let's say, green. Might change up my noise. Ooh. So it does not like harmonics, so we'll take that out. So yeah, I'm just experimenting with different stuff I can change in here. Maybe even, well, let's keep the perspective. I like it. It'll be a nice way to go through a couple different colored looks. So yeah, got that going. Here's the one that I did purple, I did green. Looks like blue, the first one that caught my eye. Might be the one to go with. I could even go in here and switch some of this up. This would kind of have a pretty drastic, well, it's too drastic. But yeah, kind of messing around. Okay. And then, yeah, in here, I guess, what haven't I messed with? Oh, that just makes stuff disappear. Alright, so this will be our third one. Get that recorded in. Alright, I'm going to save that. Alright, so let's open up some Ableton. Try to make some quick. Yeah, so I'm not going to try to do too much with this one. I'm just set a tempo, turn that to none, get the metronome going. So yeah, I actually kind of like that second one where it got really crazy. So grab that. I build off that. So yeah, I like that crazy noise. Now, yeah, maybe we get something. Yeah, let's get some of that going. So maybe I turn that way down and also high pass that because it's pretty crazy. We'll call this chord crazy. This is just chord drone. I feel like this needs. I'm adding in this drill thing here too. We got some insane music on here. And I'm going to add in just a standard kick. I'm going to take this drone out because it's too much. I think we got something here though. Yeah, we're going to use this. What I'll do is just cut it before we get to the next one. Yeah, I like this. This is very kind of experimental, but just right down my alleyway here. So what I'm going to do now is just, for one, we can just add in, we know our rim shot's going to be our kind of So yeah, I think I'll chord in this last little bass part. I guess for this, one of the things I could do, this does sound cool, but it's just going on way too much. So what I'll do is I'll compress this, right, and I'll go back in, do that same trick where I take just the kick and send that to my compressor. That way it can know. And so I'll go into here where I've got my compressor. We'll sidechain that to the kick ghost, because it's not on. So you grab kick ghost, turn that. So yeah. Oh, haha. Okay, so it's got all those weird effects on it. And it's a weird one, but it'll do for a daily kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is just save this. I'm going to save this as the same thing that this other one was named, which I believe is Noise Terrain. So we'll call that Noise Terrain. Save the project. Do a little bit of mixing. So that's working for me. I like the little arrangement. Actually, I'll probably turn those added flamenco clap samples things down. Just kind of in the background. Save it, and we'll export this. Export. Home. 8, 26, 19. Boom. Save. Close this. Open up Premiere. Final pieces to combo them all together. Dang, I know I said I was doing a short one. This one went over long. Got caught up in the process, which does tend to happen. Not the worst thing that can happen to you. So this one's called Noise Terrain. It's cool because I used a lot of noise for the music portion of it as well. So now I'm going over. I'm just grabbing my 3 renders that I made, 3 different colors. Now this came out totally different than what Deacon Batch made, who's an amazingly talented artist that you should check their stuff out. It's always really cool. One of my favorite Twitter and Instagram, people who post cool stuff. Also posts a lot of their code. Keeps people up to date with kind of how they created whatever it is. So I make those all 5 seconds, so they're all 15-second total clip. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to trim this down, even though it's only a little bit that's getting cut off, which is fine. There wasn't much that we don't do within that first bar. I'm just going to add in the crossfade because I already know that it's going to need one of those. 2 seconds. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Cool. Yep, I like it. It'll totally work for my purposes. Save out. We'll save using the JMTZ kind of setup. And export that. Save. So you did your final bit. And now we got this. There it is. Compression did a little bit to it, but overall that looks like our crazy kind of network that we built. So I'm happy with it. This will go up tomorrow. You guys will see us on the social media. And yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. I'm doing this as many days in a row as I can to try to push myself to get better. If you've got ideas or you were the person who tuned in and want to ask a question, feel free to reach out. Hit me up on social media or wherever, and I'll respond. If you want me to do a daily on a specific topic or something, please feel free to reach out. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.